Hey guys, number one Marmaduke fan here. This is dirty, sneaky, degenerate art secrets. I'm ashamed to admit it, but I have a Redbubble. I'm not ashamed because look at this stupid clock. Do you have any idea how many lunches this clock has paid for? Do you know how many? This clock has paid rent payments for me. This is my most popular design on my Redbubble, and it's a goofy Yu-Gi-Oh reference. I'm ashamed. I'm such a degenerate. So that's my dirty, sneaky art secret. You guys should get a Redbubble store. You should get a TeePublic or a Wish.com account, and you should just start uploading stuff. So I'm going to have a short version of this. This is going to be a long, rambly version. So I'm basically going to tell the story of what I've learned running a Redbubble store and try to extract some principles I think could be useful for you so you don't make some of the same mistakes I did. So I first noticed this was kind of a thing in 2008 or so when all of my college buddies were wearing, it was called Shirtwoot, I think. And Shirtwoot would make these, goofy little chibi cartoon parodies of Avengers or Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings. And what I remember thinking is, well, how can they get away with that? They don't own Lord of the Rings. They don't own Harry Potter. And then one of my friends said, well, parody is protected under law. And it was like a light clicked on. Okay. So I can't make Lord of the Rings t-shirts. I can't make Harry Potter t-shirts, but I can make Harry Potter parodies. I can make Lord of the Rings parodies. And a lot of them were the same. It would be like, what if Gandalf met Dumbledore? Oh, what if Iron Man met Batman? Oh, but you can totally do that sort of thing. Now here's the problem. It's a gray area, right? Because you can't just put Batman on a shirt and then put the word Batman over it and sell Batman t-shirts because you don't own Batman. Batman is a trademark term. His logo is trademarked, but maybe you could draw Goofy Batman. So that's what I started doing. I did all these, I looked at what was popular in the market, and I started drawing things like that. Let's draw goofy little cartoon versions of popular characters in Harry Potter and stuff, and let's do some kind of goofy joke with them. And then to my dismay, a lot of these ended up getting banned because I would use words like Batman or Harry Potter in the search terms, even if I didn't put it in the shirt on the shirt itself. And what I'm convinced happens is that lawyers from these massive corporations search through, and anything they think is sort of remotely similar to what they own, they'll claim. And sites like Redbubble and TeePublic, it's annoying when they take down your work, but it makes sense. They're protecting themselves legally. So no appeal process. If you have something taken down, it gets taken down hard. So maybe you could get away with some Batman parodies if you don't put the word Batman or the Dark Knight or Robin anywhere in the description and search terms of your work. But basically, even when I tried to get around that, I would still eventually have my work taken down. And what stunk about it is sometimes I even tried to put a lot of thought into how do I avoid infringing these companies' trademarks or these companies' copyright? How do I make something that's very arguably parody? And just the fact that it kind of looked like Batman or it looked like a Teen Titans character was enough for it to get taken down. So what I learned is the safer and the farther away I could get from that, the better. So what's beautiful about this design is it is a Yu-Gi-Oh reference. It appeals to fans of Yu-Gi-Oh, but it doesn't have the word Yu-Gi-Oh on it anywhere, and it doesn't have a picture of Yu-Gi and Company anywhere. It appeals to Yu-Gi-Oh fans by appealing to a meme that Yu-Gi-Oh fans understand. I think I literally saw a meme where Yu-Gi-Oh was standing next to a clock with Duel on it and saying, "Oh heavens, look at the time," and a light clicked on, and I thought I could make a clock that looks like that. So the second thing is, yes, Redbubble and TeePublic, these reward really lazy designs as long as they're funny memes that people will get a kick out of. You want to be just enough a perfectionist that you aren't throwing up random crap. So what I didn't do is I didn't just download the meme and throw it on a clock and have awful JPEG artifacts. I actually made a Photoshop document where I laid out the lettering and I lined up each word with where it should go on the clock. So you could theoretically use this to tell time. And I made it nice and high resolution so the letters would be nice and crisp. And then I very carefully laid it on the clock so it was dead center. You don't want to grab a stupid meme and then throw it on the middle of a shirt so it prints on someone's belly button. Actually take the time to like adjust it and put it, not on the right spot on the shirt. Basically, you can be as perfectionistic as you want. If you want to perfectionistically make 80 products for every little drawing you've ever done, you can do that and kind of like carefully edit and adjust it. What I found I like to do is I'll throw the design up there. I'll just adjust it real quick so it's on a nice place on the t-shirt. And then if there's like a really weird item, like a clock that doesn't work for everything, or a backpack where it's more finicky, I'll just deactivate that product unless I'm 100% convinced that someone will want to buy a backpack with this meme on it, right? So I deactivate the persnickety ones and I activate the ones that are really easy to adjust and edit. But I actually care just enough to make sure that if people get their shirt, it's not going to look ugly and awful and have fuzzy words you can't read yet. But on the other hand, what's nice about this design is it took 5 minutes as opposed to my my cartoon chibi drawings, which took hours and hours, and it's much safer than my chibi drawings. So yeah, you can try to think creatively, try to think of some fun cartoon parodies and such, but the farther away you can get from copyrighted material while still referencing stupid little pop culture fandoms and mogus, the better. All right, maybe the second thing is, okay, Redbubble has what's called a fan art program. I've never looked into this too deep myself because I'm not a big fan artist guy, but what you might do is if you have lots of fan art of, I don't know, Rick and Morty or whatever, and you see that Redbubble is partnering with Rick and Morty, maybe that's a dirty, sneaky way of monetizing your Rick and Morty fan art or whatever it is. There are not a lot of ways of legitimately monetizing fan art, and I think they will take a cut as a way of sort of like that's Rick and Morty's cut since they own the property. But there's theoretically a way you could legitimately monetize some of your fan art with the permission of the creators. That's another good reason to check out Redbubble. I've already kind of like talked about the copyright side of things. It also might be a good idea, so you might not be a communist, but communists want to buy I hate capitalism shirts. So it's very easy to set up a sort of theme store that's like, I'm maybe revealing a little too much here. I had a libertarian store and I had an SJW store. And I put all my pro-Republican memes on the libertarian store, and I put all my pro-Democrat memes on the SJW store, and I made bank for a while doing some of that. So there you go. That is the dirtiest and sneakiest art secret I have. If you take your time and you kind of like make sure it's not absolutely hideous, and you take your time and you think of something that a person might actually want to buy, and then you do a whole bunch of them, bam, 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 like 10 minutes per piece, then you can eventually start catering to a group of people with a very specific niche interest. You are going to be flirting with copyright law in kind of like the gray zone of copyright law if you want to appeal to pop culture fandom. So my only advice is to continually think about how much safety can I give myself? How much distance can I put between myself and whatever fandom it is I'm referencing? But if you're looking for a way to monetize them sweet memes and your creative drawing and photoshopping, that's a top recommendation. Open up a store and just start uploading and start playing with it. And don't get bent out of shape if you have a few designs taken down, because them giant corporate lawyers, they want to protect their ancient properties, right? So give it a shot. And I'm not a lawyer, so I can't give you legal advice on how to avoid copyright problems. But you'll kind of learn by doing, and just be thoughtful about it. Don't just copy Batman. Think about how to reference Batman in your own creative way. That's it. Love you guys. Catch you later.